Whether you were Cooper in, Cooper out, Wood is the greatest, Wood is crap, whatever your stance on Nottingham Forest, I think pretty much the whole fan base is united when we say we would all agree we need a new keeper. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to your Forest News. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up, we will give you a very quick update on Reyna as things are not looking great. But then we're going to get into the hot topic currently, which is the goalkeepers, because I'm sorry, I've given Forest enough time. We need to start as a fan base pushing this agenda, because I've said it before, I don't care if we don't sign any outfield players for the next 2 years, as long as we sign a decent keeper. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So let's get this out of the way. Hit those like buttons if you haven't already. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. A big shout out to Foco for sponsoring the video. Don't forget, you can pick up, look at this bad boy right here, the world famous City ground. Absolute beauty. I want to break this open and put it together myself, but I'm so bad at puzzles. If you want to grab that, you can get it for the smaller versions, 40 quid. That big version's there, 70 quid. Best present you could buy a Forest fan. And if you use code FFTV10, you will get 10% off it. The link's pinned in the comments and in the description. Okay, let's jump into this. Let's start very quickly on Gio Reyna. Because as I said to you yesterday, I was hearing rumors that Sevilla were coming in for him. And I was right, unfortunately. And what makes this more complicated is that Sevilla, or should I say Reyna, would prefer to play in the Spanish league over the Premier League. I don't know what this means anymore. My 90% went down to 83% yesterday, and I don't know where I stand on it right now. But if Sevilla are coming in, then I am worried. And there's a lot more reports on that currently. But we'll keep you posted. That's literally the only Reyna update yet. He hasn't signed for Forest, not official. Marinakis, man, just get it done. Just get it done. But anyway, let's talk about keepers. What I want to do today is break it down into realistic categories. I'm going to give you a couple of freebies. I want your thoughts on it. In fact, in the comments, before we've even got going, pause the video and just tell me who would be your first choice keeper that Forest would buy. It's got to be realistic. It's got to be realistic, okay? You're allowed one unrealistic one, which I've got on my list as well. So we're going to start with, I'm going to put 2 freebies that Forest could realistically sign. We'll put 2 cheapies, if you like, who are decent that Forest could sign, and then we'll have the dream one. Okay, so let's kick this off. Now, De Gea, I don't like him because he represents or has represented Manchester United. But is he better than Turner? Yes. Is he better than Vlachodimos? Yes. Is he better than Hennessy? Yes. Is he free? Yes. Does he demand big wages? He was on between 300 and 400k, something stupid at Manchester United. He will not be demanding that right now. He's been out of a job for 6 months. Obviously, he's living off all the money that Manchester United gave him, but he is free and available, and no one is linked to him right now. Now, would he even be my number one choice as a free? I would probably say no, because he makes the most outstanding saves that you don't expect a keeper to make. Every now and again, every 10th game, he has a blunder in him, Matt Turner style. And his distribution isn't the greatest. In fact, his distribution is so bad that that's why a lot of the Man United fan base wanted him out. But I still see him as an upgrade to the 2 we currently have. So I would put him ahead of them in the pecking order. Now, is it realistic to do? I just said 400k he was on. Yeah, let's just say he would agree to 100k, because remember, he is getting on in years. But keepers are kind of evergreen, aren't they? So 100k, even 150k with no transfer fee, it's not a deal breaker. 6 months, get him in, see us through the end of the season. I think it could work. What do you guys think on De Gea? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so let's move on to another freebie who's a bit younger than De Gea, a bit cheaper as well, and currently clubless, and that is Asenjo. Asenjo, who's been a decent keeper his whole career, 34 years old, spent most of his time at Villarreal, just under 200 appearances there. Started at Valladolid and finished at Valladolid. In fact, they kind of finished his contract on mutual consent because he wasn't getting many games. Now, again, I'm not saying he's a worldie, but if Forest really do want to keep her and we really are strapped for cash, this is not a bad option because he's extremely experienced, somewhat decent with his feet as well, and a reliable set of hands. So I wouldn't be against this one at all because, again, when I do my test, is he better than Turner? Yes. Is he better than Vlachodimos? Yes. Tick. Move on. So that's what I'm saying. So those are the two main keepers. Now, there are some other freebies, but I'll be honest with you, they're crapper than Turner and Vlachodimos. So no need in mentioning them. But out of the two freebies, which one would tickle your fancy more? Would you prefer the shot-stopping De Gea or the more all-rounder Asenjo, who's pretty decent? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on to this next choice. And this next choice, I'm not going to lie to you, is high up on my priority list. In fact, I'd be very interested in him. He does have a few things going against him, which we'll talk about. But that is Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper, the friendliest ghost. I know he's played for Notts County. I know he's played for Leicester. But he's played Premier League and he's really experienced. He's even won the title. First father and son goalkeeper combo that's won the title. We all know the story behind it all. But he went from from Leicester to Nice for 4 million. And then under mutual consent, they terminated his contract and he went over to, yes, Anderlecht. Now he's currently at Anderlecht on a deal that sees him through till the summer. His valuation is under €1 million. So you're looking at like 700k at a push. And I think if Forest were to come in and go for Schmeichel for $500,000, I think that he'd want it and he'd probably push the move himself. Now he is, although he still looks young, he kind of looks my age, about 22, but he's 37 years old. But again, I'll say that doesn't matter. I actually think he's a brilliant keeper still. I think he's a great shot stopper. He's very vocal at the back. He's good with his feet as well. There's not a lot wrong with Schmeichel. The only thing going against him is his age. But would he be interested in the Premier League? He has to be. Who wants to rot away in the Belgium league at the end of their career? And I think this is close to being my number one choice. I would say realistically, this would be my number one choice. But can you guys overlook the whole Leicester Notts County thing? I don't see them as major rivals. I mean, neither of them in our division, are they? I like this one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so let's move on to some realistic targets, if you like. And I gotta start this one because I want to, get some Premier League ideas into this. And it's obviously going to be Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale, who's clearly going to be second fiddle currently at Arsenal, who will need game time because of the Euros coming up if he wants to fight for his place in the England team. And is it feasible? Probably not, because he said he wants to stay at Arsenal. But I think as the window closes, we may see some links for him because realistically, if he's going to start for England, get himself ahead of Pickford and all that, he's going to have to play in the Premier League. And I just feel like it would be the perfect fit. Now, conspiracy of the day, or conspiracy of 2 days ago, is could Forest use the Nuno Tavares situation to leverage Aaron Ramsdale in a loan deal back? So, all right, Arsenal, you want to sell Nuno? Cool. Give us your goalkeeper on loan for the rest of the season. Swap a loanee for a loanee. I think it makes sense, and I would definitely take him. But I am very skeptical that it will happen. But what do you guys think? Would you? I mean, we all would. Wouldn't we surely take Ramsdale? Let me know in the comments down below. And then we got to move on to this one. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes in Forest history. Apart from letting Collymore go. And Campbell. We could go on. Anyway. Bring him home. We haven't felt secure since Samba was between the sticks. Let's all agree on this. And when you look at what we sold him for, 5 million, and why? Because we insulted him with the offer we gave him to be the goalkeeper in a Premier League team, and insulted him so badly that he was not prepared to negotiate any further after that offer Forest made, which apparently was pathetic. And then he goes on to Lens, and he even makes the French national team. He's played Champions League football. And here's the bit that bugs me. His valuation has tripled. We got 4 or 5 mil. I think we got 5 million for him. Initially, we bought him for like 3.5, 4 mil. It's just poor recruitment business. You can't really defend it, can you? But yes, he did have his faults. Yes, sometimes he got a little overexcited in the goal. But man, was he a shot stopper. And his distribution would absolutely piss all over Turner. And I wish we could bring him back. But this one is definitely unrealistic. He's happy where he is. We've tweeted him plenty of times. So make sure anytime you see us tweeting Samba on our knees begging, that you retweet that at official FFTV on Twitter, and the same handler as well on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on both. But that's the list I've got for you guys. Now, there are plenty more. But realistically, out of all of those, I think Kasper Schmeichel makes the most sense. Bring him back to the Premier League. Really cheap, really experienced, and a really good goalkeeper. So that's my choice out of that list. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, there's a small matter tonight of the FA Cup match away to Bristol City, and we'll have the watch along for you tonight. So make sure you tune in. And we will see you then. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to Forest Fan TV, and go check our videos out on the Footy Network, our second channel, because there's a lot of good content on there if you're bored until the watch along. And please do go and subscribe to it. The link will be on the end screen. Come on, you Reds.